Alright, so hey guys, good afternoon everyone. So welcome to my very first live stream of this online thing that we have. So after not seeing each other for about 2 weeks, okay, we have not seen each other since 2 weeks ago, Wednesday, and now we're back. Alright, unfortunately, we are now on this movement control order. Alright, and then it looks like we're gonna miss this week, okay, this whole 5 days, and then we are going to miss next week as well because of the semester break. Okay, I'm not too sure whether the semester break is going to be extended or not. Seriously, I'm not sure. Please check your email from Miss Ong, okay, for any more updates. All right. So as usual, our class will still go on. Feel free to interact with me on the chat box, okay, if you are watching this live, all right, so you can feel free to type in your questions, all right, and using the chat box right there. But if you're watching this on the delayed telecast, all right, so you can just WhatsApp me your questions or even leave a comment on the leave a comment down below. All right, so I will try my best to answer you wherever you can. All right, so I hope you have your book with you. If you don't have, it's okay, all right, because the things that I'm going to do today has not to say nothing to do with the book, but in the end of the day, it's just an additional thing that a grammar thing that will help you, all right, in your assignments and in your tests down the road, all right. So forgive me for this squeaky little chair, all right. I may move from time to time and squeak, all right. This chair is not at the most tip-top condition, all right. So I hope all of you are well, all right. So wherever you're watching me right now, on your bed, in your home, whatever it is, stay safe and let's hashtag cancel COVID-19 together, all right? So before we start, all right, let me just ask you a little something, okay? What do you know about prepositions? All right, so for those of you who know the answer or watching this live right now, so seriously, I have about 6 people watching this live right now. If you know the answer, just type it down, okay, on the live chat down below, all right, and then you can tell me what are prepositions, all right. So actually prepositions you already know from like the beginning of your English studies, because prepositions is something that that everybody learns, all right, from kindergarten all the way up to the university level. So you must have used it at one point, at some point of your life, all right. So prepositions is things or is a grammar component that we use to indicate positions of stuff, all right. So and then prepositions are a minor word class, all right. They are not a big part of the grammar. They are important nonetheless, but they are a minor role. They play a minor role in sentence construction, okay, but they are important nonetheless. And they connect major words together, usually nouns, to other parts of the sentences. All right, they serve as to connect nouns together to make more sense, all right, or even okay later on in the next few days or next few weeks or so, I'm going to introduce to you guys something called relative clauses, all right, and prepositions is going to play a very big role there. And for those of you like Gladys, you would know this already, okay, the connectors, the connectors, how to make complex sentences, how to make compound complex sentences, all depends on prepositions, all right. And prepositions are not inflected, right? Are not inflected means they are not they don't have an ed, they don't have an ing, they don't have all these things added behind them. It exists by itself, all right. So you just need to know a handful and need to know how and when to use them, all right. So that's how easy prepositions actually is. Now, the name preposition indicates a word preceding another word, all right. Preposition. If you were to break this thing up, it's actually preposition. All right, preposition. All right, so it's actually to indicate where something actually is. Pre and position, and prepositions often occur immediately after number one, a noun, a verb. Sorry. Okay, so it's, for example, arrive at. Arrive is a verb, and then preposition at, so it's usually after, immediately after. You don't put it in between, all right. An adjective, fond of, all right, for example, fond of, all right, or even a noun, for example, interest in. Okay, so these are all usages of prepositions, and these are some of the most commonly used prepositions out there. Mind you, this is not the definitive list. I'm not saying that this is all the preposition in English, but these are the most commonly used prepositions prepositions. All right, the prepositions that you may not have heard of would be here, astride. Okay, astride has the same meaning of along or together. It has the same meaning, all right, astride. And then in spite of, maybe you have not used it before. So for most of you out there, some of this you may have used it, some may not have used it. But for no more advanced, maybe you know what are astride. All right, so if you have any questions, again, feel free to interact with me in the chat box, all right, or just put the comments down below or WhatsApp me, all right, if you have any questions or whatnot. All right, so we use prepositions to talk about the place where something or someone actually is. The place, all right, it's in the noun, it is in the name, it's a position where that thing actually is. And prepositions are always followed by a noun group, all right, a noun group, and then it's usually what we call a object of preposition, or what we call a noun phrase. Basically, we tell the position of something, okay, where something actually is, or where is it headed to. All right, so this is the function of preposition. For example, above, all right, like above, like this battery is above the calculator, like that, or below, underneath, in, inside, on, near, between, behind, at, outside, under, etc. All of this, they are basic. This is what you have learned in your secondary school, or even your primary school, or even your kindergarten last time. All right, this is the basic. All right, so I don't have to talk about this anymore. We can also use prepositions to talk about the direction that someone or something is moving in. This is the action, right? Where something is headed to. So let's say I say that, walk across the street. So you know it's a direction. It's not a place, but it is actually a direction. All right. So where you are, where you're heading to, the action. All right. Into. I walked into the house. All right. The cat fell into the drain. Inside something. All right. Onto. Onto is on the surface. So the battery fell onto my hand, like that. Okay, so to, okay, I will go to someplace, okay, down, okay, I fell down the stairs is an action, all right, out of, some climbing out of something, I got out of trouble, all right, through, okay, going through something, okay, if the battery went through my hand, okay, it would penetrate like that, okay, alongside, etc., etc. There are a lot more out there. So all you have to do is just Google it, okay, Google it for prepositions of positions, all right, so you will be able to find more.
This came back from a search.
Okay, so sorry, I just activated my Google right here. So for example, half an hour later, we were safely inside the house, okay, inside someplace, and the children dived into the murky water, okay, into someplace. The bank is just across the street. So for example, this is the street, this is the bank, okay, so it is across the street, and I walk across the crowded room. So you cross over something, okay. So now let's have a little bit of interaction right here. I have 6 concurrent viewers, okay, so feel free to interact with me in the chats down below. Okay, okay, what's the difference between did he fall down the stairs, please sit down, and I looked underneath the bed but the ghoul had gone, and always put a sheet of paper underneath. What do you think the differences between these few sentences? So for those of you who are watching live right now, you can you can participate, okay, you can interact with me at the live chat to see how many of you. Hi Zon Hong. Okay, so what do you think are the differences between these few sentences? Did he fall down the stairs? Please sit down. Okay, I looked underneath the bed but the ghoul had gone. Okay, I always put a sheet of paper underneath. You see this word? Down, down, underneath, underneath. What do you think are the differences that is there? Alright, so Now, if let's say you're not watching this live right now, you're watching this somewhere else. Okay, it's okay. So you see the things in green. All right, the things in green is an action. Okay, it is where the position actually is, indicates the position. So did he fall down the stairs? That means he's down at the stairs, and please sit down is an action. All right, so the green word down and underneath indicates a position, and then the red one down and underneath indicates a place. Okay, indicates an action. Always put a sheet of paper underneath like that. All right, so that's the difference between these two sentences. So let's move on. Okay. Now, prepositions with forms of transport. Okay, when we talk about the type of vehicle or transport we use to travel somewhere, we use by. So, how do you get to college? How do you get to how do you get to City Square? How do you get to Brow? How do you get to school? Okay, we use the word or preposition of by. For example, I left JB in the afternoon and went by bus to Seremban. Alright, another example would be the guests had come by car. Okay, so the type of vehicle or transport we're going to say by. Alright, so how do you get to JB? By plane. Okay, how do you get to college? By motorcycle. Alright, so we use by to indicate forms of transport. Okay, as usual, if you have any questions or whatnot, okay, feel free to interact with the chat box inside there. Alright. So we can also use in, into, out of when you're talking about cars, vans, lorries, taxis, and ambulances. Alright, so for all these transports, cars, vans, lorries, taxis, and ambulances, alright, we can use in, into, out of. Alright, anything other than that, please don't use those. Okay, it's gonna sound very weird. Alright, so for example, I followed them in my car, okay, and the accident victim was carried out of the ambulance and up the steps. Alright, so these are the few examples that are out there. And we use on, onto, and off when you are talking about other forms of transport, such as buses, coaches, trains, ships, and planes. Alright, so you don't use in, into, out of with buses, coaches, trains, ships, and planes. Alright, so you don't use these three with cars as well. Alright, so you instead of saying, why don't you come in the train with me to Kuala Lumpur, or instead of saying Maxine was already in the plane from JB. No, right? So those are grammatically unsound or grammatically wrong, in fact. So you should say, why don't you come on the train with me to Kuala Lumpur? And Maxine was already on the plane from JB. Alright, so we talk about other forms of transport. Okay, basically on this, all of these things. Okay, so far, so good. Okay, if you have any questions or whatnot, alright, feel free to interact with me in the chat box down below, alright? So we can also use in, into, out of with other forms of transport, usually when we are focusing on the physical movement, physical position, or the movement of a person, rather than stating what form of transport they're using. Okay, so if we are more concerned about the position of someone, okay, where someone actually is or something actually are, okay, so we can use in, into, out of instead of you're focusing on the types of transport. Okay, so this is where prepositions gets a little bit complicated because prepositions previously we say that we want to focus on the mode of transportation. So if you really want to focus on the mode of transportation, okay, that means what they use to get there, okay, then you follow this two, okay, then you follow these two rules. But if you're not concerned, okay, about the type of transport that they use, right, you're more concerned about the position, okay, then you follow this rule. Okay, for example, the passengers in the plane were beginning to panic. Alright, so the focus here is on the passengers inside the plane, alright, or in the plane instead of the plane itself. Alright, so the focus of the main concentrate, the meat of the sentence is actually the passengers. Instead of saying this, Maxine was already on the plane from JB. This previous example, the focus is the plane. Okay, it's preceded directly after that. Okay, whereas passengers in the plane. Alright, so this particular example, we are focusing more towards the passengers rather than the mode of transportation. Understand? Okay, if you don't understand, alright, if you are watching this live right now, just type in, okay, just type in the chat box, am I going too fast, am I going too slow, right? Do you understand, is the audio unclear, whatever it is that you may have experienced. If you're watching this live, just put it in the comments down below. But if you're watching this as a delayed telecast, all right, it's okay, just put it at the comments, okay, just put it in the comments, and then WhatsApp me, or send me any of your questions, okay, or even send me an email. All right, speaking of emails, I know that emails is supposed to be due today, all right, and it's okay due to this MCO thing that we are having. Okay, you guys have an extension. All right, I mean, some of you may have already asked me in the WhatsApp. Okay, you guys have an extension all the way until when semester starts back. All right, and then a little piece of bad news, because our midterms is supposed to be this week. All right, I was anticipating it to end. All of us the last time I spoke to you guys, I was anticipating it to end on this Wednesday, which is the day after tomorrow, and I was hoping to do the midterms on Friday. All right, but since we cannot do that, okay, we're gonna do our midterms immediately after that, same time as your assignment. I mean, as your first assignment due date. All right, don't worry, I'll update in the WhatsApp group. All right, so let's continue on. Now, we're going to move into prepositions of time, all right? So we use at with clock times, religious festivals, meal times, or specific periods, such as at 9 o'clock. Clock times are times, all right? So is that at 9 o'clock, or at 12 o'clock, or at 2 o'clock, or at 3 o'clock, like whatever that I've just said in the WhatsApp group just now, okay? The live stream is going to start at or whatever, alright? So at Hari Raya, or at Chinese New Year, or at Christmas, okay, or at breakfast, at night, at the weekend, alright? So these are all with what we call prepositions of time, okay, to indicate what time it is, okay? And we use in with seasons, years, and centuries, months, parts of day. All right. So like now, okay, all of you may have known that I cannot go. I cannot go to Taiwan. So I'm planning to go to Taiwan in December. All right, because we use in for months and parts of the day. All right. So for example, in autumn, in winter, in summer, in spring, okay, or in 2004, in 2020, or in the year 2020, or in 2019, right? In the 19th century, the 20th century, in the 21st century, in June, in July, in August, in September, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night. All right. So we use these prepositions of time. Okay, and we use on for days, special days, and dates. Alright, so we use on for these three things. Alright, for example, on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday. Okay, so we use it on days, or on special days, or on my birthday, on my anniversary, on Valentine's Day, okay, and all the on my wedding day, or on June 20, or June 25th, or July the 1st, all this. Okay, so we use on for days, special days, date. Just to recap, alright? So we use on for days, special days, and dates. We use in for seasons, years, centuries, months, and parts of the day. And we use at for clock times, religious festivals, meal times, and specific periods, alright? So please don't be confused, at, in, and on, okay? Because people confuse these things a lot, alright? So when they construct sentences, they mix up all of this. Okay, they mix up all of this, and the whole sentence becomes not so grammatical. All right. So we get, there are other prepositions besides these three. These three are the most basic ones. By now, you should be able to know how to use all of this. Okay, so we go to a more advanced one. Okay, so advanced prepositions such as during and over. Okay, and we use during and over for a period of time in which something happens. Alright, so over a period of time in which something happens, remember our present continuous tense, our past continuous tense. Alright, so those things we can integrate it here. For example, I saw him twice during the semester break. Okay, so during the semester break, over a period of time, it is a long period of time that has passed. Alright, so you want to use something that happens over this period of time, you use during and over. Alright, so we use from, to, up till, or until, and between, and for the beginning and end of a period of time. You want to say something starts and something ends, or something starts, something ends. Alright, you use from, to, or until, or between, and. For example, the library is closed from April to June. Alright, so April to June is a period of time. Okay, like the movement extension period has been extended from 14 days to 21 days, something like that. Okay, or whatever it is. Alright, so this is prepositions of time that have that indicates a period of time that has passed. Alright. And we use by mean no later than. Alright, no later than. That means you cannot exceed that time. Okay, you cannot exceed the time that is there. A lot of people confuse this view by, okay, by and before. Okay, by and before. So people confuse this quite a lot. Right? So by means no later than. Okay, no later than a particular. So before that. Okay, before the time actually. Before the time actually pass, okay, for that, okay, is we use by. Okay, for example, by 10 o'clock. Meaning, okay, if I say submit your assignment by 10 o'clock, I need to get your assignment by, okay, at 9:59. If I don't get it by 9:59, you're late. Alright, so if I say please submit your assignment before 10 o'clock, that means until 10 o'clock I can still accept. Okay, I can still accept your assignment. So this is the difference between by and before. Alright, so can you get this finished by tomorrow? Alright, so before tomorrow, okay, before tomorrow it must be submitted. Alright, so if I say can you get this finished before tomorrow? Alright, meaning, okay, until tomorrow, okay, there's a certain time, okay, I still accept that, I still accept your work. So that is the difference between by, for by. Right? So we use for over with a period of time to say how long something has continued for. Okay, so it's how long has something went on, and for and since are often used with the perfect tenses, okay, to say how long something has continued or when it started. And so I want to say how long something has went on, we use for. Okay, remember our present perfect and our past perfects. Okay, you may have noticed that it's a word for inside. Okay, that is the usage of it. Alright, so like Felix plays computer games for hours every day. Like me, I play like my PS4 like every day now for hours. Okay, because of this MCO thing. Alright, so the students have been waiting since 9 o'clock. Okay, so we have not have our class since 2 weeks ago, something like that. Alright, so this is how you use for and since. Clear? Okay, remember, any questions, just put it on the live chat. Okay, just put it on the live chat on the on the site. Okay, I think sorry, on the sidebar right here. So if you're watching this on your mobile devices down there, all right. So feel free to interact with me, okay, in the live chat. You can interact with your friends in the live chat as well. Okay, and if remember any questions, if you're too shy to ask in the live chat, okay, you can always WhatsApp me. You can always watch this after and then just type it in the comments down below. Alright, so let's move on. So we use the prepositions of place, alright, in, at, in, and on. Okay, so this is, of course, okay, Janhong, because this is a special case, so I will always print out the notes for all of you, okay, and after this movement control order, I will print out the notes as usual for all of you, alright, so don't worry, okay, Janhong, okay, it's just this, because this is an online class, so definitely you guys won't have the notes with you, but I will definitely be uploading it. Okay, either I will convert it to a PDF and then just put it in a WhatsApp group, or print it out for you guys after we start back. Alright, I think I'm gonna go with a PDF route. Yeah, I think that's that's the most easiest solution. So after this, okay, I'm gonna be converting all of this into the PDF file, and I'm gonna put it in the WhatsApp group. All right, so Zanhong, don't worry. Okay, so let's move on. So prepositions of place, in, at, in, and on. Okay, so this is the most commonly used prepositions, okay, because we use prepositions to indicate a place. All right, so this is the most basic, and then if you guys forgot, okay, we are going to recap a little bit. So we use at to talk about a place as a point, at one particular place, at one particular spot. All right, and in, we used to talk about a place as an area. Okay, and on, we talk about a place as a surface. As a surface is on something. Don't worry, let's take a look at a few examples. So at is used when you're thinking of a place as a point in space. All right, one particular point. All right, we use at. So for example, she waited at the bus stop for over 30 minutes. Okay, she waited at the bus stop at that particular particular bus stop. All right, so for over 30 minutes. That's why we should say that. Okay, so for example, please meet me at McDonald's, okay, at 2 o'clock. Meaning what? Okay, we're going to wait at that particular spot. We're going to wait at one place, okay, at McDonald's. Okay, so this is how we use at. And at is also used with public places and institutions. For example, they have to be at the station by 5 o'clock. Okay, so they have to be at the station by 5 o'clock, or we landed at a small airport. Okay, it's a public place, and my sister is at UTM. It's an institution, and he wanted to stay at home. Okay, so all of us must stay at home. All right, so like now the movement control order hashtag stay at home. Okay, so that's why it is there. All right, at a particular place. All right. So at is also used with words such as back, bottom, and front, top to talk about different parts of a place. Alright, so we use at, okay, in conjunction with some of the words most commonly used with like back, bottom, and front, top to talk about the different parts in place, okay, different parts of this place right there. So for example, the robbers escaped by a window at the back of the house. So it's at the back of the house. Okay, he saw a bus at the end of the street, and she was waiting at the bottom of the stairs. Alright, so this is the different parts of a particular place. Where in a particular place. So let's say this is your room. Where? Okay, at the corner, at the back, at the side. Okay, so these are all the different usages of at. Okay, and now we move on to in. Okay, so before we move on, any questions regarding at? Alright, so please put it down in the live chat. Alright, so if you're watching this on the computer, it's on your right. Sorry, it's on your right. Okay, and then if let's say you're watching this on your mobile device, it's down there. Okay, as usual, if let's say you are watching this as a delayed telecast, you can always put it at the comments down below or WhatsApp me or whatnot. Alright, so let's move on. Okay, so the prepositions of in is used when you're talking about a place as an area. Alright, in some place, okay, in an area like that. We can also use in with geographical reason, like a region, like in Malaysia, in Taiwan, in Japan, okay, in Russia, in the United States. Alright, for example, when I was in Portugal, it was terribly cold. Alright, so when I was in Taiwan, I was blah blah blah. When I was in the US, I was blah blah blah. Okay, so these are all the different examples of in. Okay, we're talking about geographical region, or we talk about a place as an area. Alright, so we can also use in with a city, town, or a village. For example, she has been teaching at a college in Johor. Which college? I don't know, maybe Sunday College. Alright, so she has been teaching at a college in Johor, and we use in also with a building when you're talking about people or the or things inside of it. Okay, inside of something. For example, I saw them having dinner in the restaurant. Alright, inside the restaurant. Okay. So we can also use in with three-dimensional spaces like boxes, rooms, towns, or countries. So if let's say we're talking about 3D space, like for example, this pouch right here is a 3D space. All right, so we can use the word in as well. Okay, so my brother kept the cards in a little box. The cat slept in a little box. Alright, and there is nothing in the fridge. Alright, now movement control order. Okay, there is limited food inside my fridge. Alright, something like that. And how do you what are the differences between at and in? Alright, so this is the comparison between at and in. So for at, we used to emphasize. Okay, we used to emphasize a particular place as a public place or as something. Alright, and in we use it to reference it as a particular object. For example, I had a hot day at the office. Alright, so the office we use it to what? To emphasize to use it as a public place. For example, I left my laptop at the office. Alright, so I'm emphasizing the office as a public place. But if let's say I left my laptop behind in the office, I'm referring specifically as a building. Alright, so the laptop is in the office. So it all depends on where is your emphasis actually. Alright, so for example, if Truth be told, if let's say you were to tell someone, okay, I left my shoe at my house and I left my shoe in my house, right? Grammatically speaking, they're both right, okay, and in terms of meaning wise, people will still get what you're trying to say. Okay, you left it behind, but if you really want to nitpick, okay, you really want to nitpick on the details, then I can say, oh, okay, you left, so your homework is in or at your house. If you really want to nitpick, okay, but for common usage, there is not really much of a difference between the two. People will automatically know what you mean. All right. But okay, if let's say I'm asking this in your midterms or as a quiz, all right, so please make sure you know what's the difference between at and in. All right, but if you know how to use those two, you should be fine. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so for example, again, okay, there is a good film at the cinema. Okay, and we emphasize the cinema as a public place, and it was very cold in the cinema. Now, this is a clear difference. Okay, this is a clear difference right here. So if let's say you say it was very cold at the cinema, you are actually referring to the cinema as a whole. Okay, as a whole right here. So it's different now. Okay, it's different if you're using in this context. All right. So at and in, you still have to know what are the difference and how to use them. All right. So if let's say you said there's a good film at the cinema, that means at the cinema, at a general place where the whole cinema, there's a good film there. All right. But if you're talking about it was very cold in the cinema, it was actually in the specific place in the cinema that is very cold, not the entire cinema that is cold. All right, so that is the difference between these two. Okay, clear? Now we can go on as well to say they used to live at 28 Jalan University. So if let's say you want to refer to your house specifically with the house number, you use at. And then if you just want to say the name of the street, okay, then you have to say in. Okay, for example, they used to live at 28 Jalan University. Okay, or Sunway College is situated at number 3 Jalan Austin Heights Utama. Alright, or we can use, if you just want to say the street, okay, you don't know the number or the unit number or whatnot, you can just use in. Alright, so Sunway College is in Jalan Austin Heights Utama. Alright, so that is the difference between these two. Alright, she got a job in Oxford Street. So we use in, okay, when you just want to give the name of the street, not the unit number, not the house number and whatnot. Alright, so I live at 28 Jalan University, so I live in Jalan University. Clear difference between the two. Alright, so please take note. Now, we move on to on. Okay, we use on with two-dimensional surfaces like floors, tables, walls, ceilings. Okay, for 2D surfaces, okay, 2D surfaces, alright, we use on. Okay, so the ginger cat sat on the sofa. Okay, so the sofa, the ginger cat, the cat is on the sofa. Alright, so like the battery is on the like that. Oh, oops. Yeah, I don't want to damage my battery right here. Okay, so she had photos of all her family on the wall. So it's on the wall. Okay, so I put my hand on the wall like this. Okay, so it's a two-dimensional surface. Okay, so we use on also when we are thinking of a place as a point on a line, such as a road, a railway line, a river, or on a coastline. So we are talking about a line, one particular line, we can say is on. Okay, for example, on a road, on a railway line, a river, or a coastline. All right, so we use on. For example, Malacca is on the north-south highway between Seremban and Johor Bahru. All right. So Malacca is situated on a place, okay, between Seremban and Johor Bahru right here. Okay. So we can also use on and in, okay, for different situations, such as people are in clothes while jewelry are on people, because clothes, we are inside the clothes, so people are inside the clothes, and then jewelry is on people, or accessories is on somebody. We are not in the jewelry. It doesn't make sense. All right. So like this watch is on my wrist, okay, and I'm in a shirt. Alright, so this is the difference between the two. So like for example, do you know that the woman in the blue dress? Okay, do you know the woman in the blue dress? Okay, who is the student in the dark shirt? Who is a student with who is a student in the red jeans? Alright. So like that skirt looks good on you. Okay, and the victim had a ring on every finger. Alright, so this is the usage between on and in. Okay, so prepositions of movement. All right, so we want to say a particular movement, we want to indicate an action. Okay, for example, across the river. Okay, so let's say this is the river, across the river, along the yellow line. Okay, along. Let's say this is the road right here. So you walk along the road. Okay, another way of saying go straight. All right, so when people say when you're driving and people say go straight, go straight. It's actually wrong. You know? It's a very Malaysian thing, right? So you instead of saying go straight, okay, you say go along this road. Okay, go along this road until you see a fork on the road. Right? So people usually say go straight, go straight, go straight until you see the turn. Right? It's a very Malaysian Singaporean thing. So remember, go straight is a very Malaysian English and Singapore English kind of thing. But the proper way to say is a long, right? So go along this road. Okay, continue along this road or continue down this road until you see a T junction. So instead of saying go straight until you cannot go straight anymore and then you find a T junction, instead of saying that, okay, you say go along this road or go down this road until you see a T junction. Alright, so please remember that. Okay, so down the mountain, into the river, off the bike, over the fence, out of the theatre, past the library, round the corner, through the gate, under the bridge, up, down the stairs. Alright, there are a lot of resources, a lot of YouTube videos that can put different animations to show you all these different prepositions of movements. So all you have to do is just do a simple Google search and you'll be able to see all of this as well. But again, if you have any questions, okay, chat box right here. Okay, so you can just put it there. Comments down below if you're watching a delayed telecast. Okay, if you're feeling a bit shy, WhatsApp me. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so now let's do a little bit of interaction right here. Okay, so I'm not sure how many of you are watching right now. Let me just check. 8 of you are watching. Okay, so I hope all of you are watching. So let's do a little bit of exercise right here. So cross out the wrong words. Okay, so what is the wrong? Which one is the wrong one? So, okay, do you think? Okay, which one is the wrong one? Okay, across which one? Okay, which one is the wrong one? Okay, the road or the mosque is the wrong one. Okay, along the corner or along the road, over the wall or over the corner, into the bank or into the bridge. Okay, through the door or through the railway line. Okay, past the floor or past the bank. Okay, under the bridge or under the people. Okay, off the table or off the police station, and up the mountain or up the table. Alright, so if you're watching this live, okay, remember, okay, chat box right here. The road is wrong. Okay, the road is wrong. The road is Yijing, the road is wrong or the road is right? Which one? So or you're talking about the correct answer right here. Which one? Well, feel free to interact with me in the chat box. Okay, if you're watching this live on the computer, it's on your right here. Okay, on your right. Okay, and then if you're watching this on mobile, down there. Okay. Okay, road wrong. Correct. All right, you're right. Okay, because you cannot go. Wait. Wrong. Wait. What? So you say the road is wrong. Now I'm confused. Okay, so which one? Cross out the word that are wrong. Okay, mosque is wrong. Great. Okay, the road across the road. Correct. Okay, you're right. Okay, mosque is wrong. The road is right. Okay, so across the road. Okay, across the road is right. The mosque is wrong. Okay, you cannot go across the mosque. Okay, it just doesn't make sense. All right. So again, okay, and along the corner or along the road. Which one? Okay, along the corner or along the road? So now Yijing, you're saying that for this question, along the corner is right and along the road is wrong, is it? Come on, don't laugh at your friends. don't laugh at me. Everybody's learning here. Yeah, and then it's very strange. It's very strange because everybody is we are not together in class, and then it's very difficult to see all of your face. Okay, I cannot call out. Okay, I cannot call out anybody. Okay, along the road, you're right. Okay, along the road, you're right. So you cannot say along the corner, round the corner. Okay, not along the corner. All right. So along the road is right. So along the road. Okay, like drive, walk along some place. All right. So great. Over the wall or over the corner. Okay, over is like over something. Okay, I jump over the calculator or the battery went over. Okay, the calculator like that. So for over the wall, over the corner. Come on, this is easy. Okay, remember on the right checkbox down there if you're watching on mobile. This is fun. I mean, interacting with you guys on live chat. Over the wall, you're right. Okay, over the wall. Okay, like the famous the famous nursery rhyme. Okay, Katie the cat and the fiddle the cow jump over the moon, so you are jumping over something. So over the wall. Alright, so great. Alright, over the wall and into the bank, into the bridge. Okay, into the bank or into the bridge. Which one? I walk into the bank or I walk into the bridge. I think this one is easy. Okay, because how? Okay, because how can you walk into a bridge? Okay, you're like into the calculator. It just doesn't make sense. All right, so this one is so obvious. I'm like I cannot even fathom. Okay, if let's say we're in class, okay, I would like seriously laugh, and then it's like nah. So into the bank, correct. Okay, I go into the bank to withdraw some money. Alright? Great. Okay. So through the door or through the railway line? Through the door or through the railway line? I walk through the door or I walk through the railway line? Okay, great. All of you got it right because it was so it is so easy. Alright, so now the next one, through the door or through the railway line? This is so fun, alright? This is so fun. We can interact in the live chat, right? The bank, okay? So past the bank. Sorry, wait. Oh yeah, you guys haven't answered that question yet. Right? Through the door or through the railway line? Through the door, okay? Through the door, through the door, through the door. You sure you want to walk through the door? Yeah, through the door, through the door. Okay, that means like go through something. You sure? You sure? Hey, even with the live chat, I can play mind games with all of you. Okay, yeah, you guys are right. All right, through the door. Okay, I was just playing with you guys. So walk through the door instead of walking through the railway line. You cannot walk through the railway line. There is no way. Okay, that you can walk through a railway line. You can walk across the railway line, but you don't. Or you walk along the railway line. You walk down the railway line. You walk across the railway line, but you can walk through the railway line. All right. So. Yeah, now all of you are changing your answers already. But yeah, it is true. It is through the door. Okay, you guys are right. Okay, so the first time. Right? So now, pass the floor or pass the bank? Pass the floor or pass the bank? Yeah, I mean, it's so fun to play mind games with you guys online. Yeah, noob. So, how about the next one? Pass the floor or pass the bank? I think this one is easy as well. Okay, pass the floor or pass the bank? Which one? Think about it. Think about it. Pass the floor or pass the railway line? Not railway line, but pass the floor, pass the bank. Pass the floor? You sure? Pass the floor? Yijing, you're right. It's past the bank. Okay, walk past the bank. Very good. Okay, you guys are right. Past the bank. Okay, and not the floor. Okay, not the floor. Not past the floor. How can you walk past the floor? The floor is a two-dimensional surface. You cannot walk past it. Okay, you can walk along it. You can walk down it. Okay, but not past it or across the floor. Okay, cannot pass the floor. So it's past the bank. Okay, so how about under? Under the bridge, under the people. No, pass is not across. Okay, Pass means walk past the bank. The bank is, let's say this battery is the bank. Okay, this battery is the bank. You walk past. That means you walk past it. Okay, not across it. Across is through this. Okay, pass is like that. Okay, you passed it. Yeah, pass the bank. Is that the wrong word? Okay, the floor is the wrong word. Okay, the floor is the wrong word. So the correct one is past the bank. Okay, so how about the next one? Under the bridge or under the under the table, under the people. Okay, so which one is the correct one? Okay, if let's say you have your notes, if let's say I printed it out in the, in class, I printed it out for you. You guys just cross it out. But for now, okay, for now we just say which one is the right one. All right. So under the bridge or under the people. Under the bridge or under the people? Under the bridge, you're right. Okay, so under the bridge, you cannot go under people. It doesn't make sense. Alright, so let's say the people is here, you go under the people, it doesn't make sense. Alright, so it's under the bridge. Both cannot. Okay, you cannot under the people, even when you say under the people. You cannot say under the people. You cannot. Okay, even you want to say the cat walk under the people. No, it doesn't make sense. Alright, it doesn't make sense. Or you can say the cat is walk underneath the chair. You cannot say under the table, under the people. It doesn't make sense. Alright, both cannot. Huh? Yeah, both cannot. Okay, it's under the bridge. Alright, and how about off the table or off the police station? Which one? Off the table or off the police station? Which one? The Chinese have boss under the people. The Chinese have boss under the people? It's just weird. It's just weird. Okay, never mind. The next one. Okay, off the table or off the police station? You guys are watching. You guys. Come under the people. Why off the table? You're right, Zhang Hong. Off the table. You cannot say off the police station. Okay, we're not talking about off as in OF. Okay, we're talking about off as in OFF. Alright, so it's off the table. Okay, not off the police station. Alright, so last one. Up the mountain or up the table? Okay, up the mountain or up the table? Which one? Think about it. Think about it. Up the mountain or up the table? Which one? Think about it. This is a trick. Okay, so think about it. Think about it. Up the mountain or up the table? Mountain, you're right. Okay, you're right. Up the mountain, you're right also, Zhan Hong. Up the mountain, you're right. Okay, all of you are right, but now in comes the shocker. Okay, in comes the shocker. Now, this is not in the slide. So, what is the sentence, the mouse went up the table. Okay, the mouse ran up the table. Do you think it's right? Or the cockroach climbed up the wall? Or the cockroach climbed up the table? Do you think those are right as well, or it's wrong? Okay, you guys are right to say mountain, alright? But now I give you another sentence. Okay, now I give you another sentence. The mouse climbed up the table. Okay, or the cockroach ran up the table. Is it still right? Is it still right? This is something for you guys to think about. Okay, yes, it is right. Okay, you're right, Yijing. It is right. Alright, so in this case, both are acceptable. Okay, both the mountain and the table are acceptable. Okay, so in this case, up the mountain or up the table, both are acceptable because of this thing. Okay, the cat ran up the table or the mouse went up the table. It is right. Stop influencing us. No, that's why I say this is a trick. Okay, that's why I say this is a trick. Okay, Okay, it's just for you to think about. All right. If let's say this is in class, I would definitely say both are right. Okay, but since we are having a live interaction, I want you guys to think. All right, so you guys have to know the difference between these two. Because sometimes grammar rules, I mean, they are very rigid, but sometimes it kind of needs to make sense. All right, so that's why in this case, up the mountain and up the table are both acceptable. All right, so yeah, that's a trick question for all of you right there. Okay, so let's move on. No. Now for the last for the last component of prepositions, okay, we're almost 1 hour into our live stream. Alright, so the prepositions of movement. Alright, so we use to for movements and to for movements, okay, a physical movement, okay, and at and in for a position where somebody or something actually is. Okay, to a place is towards a place. You are going to a place, a movement, or an in and at is for a position where something actually is. All right, we are more concerned about where that place, that thing or someone actually is at. Okay, for example, I went to the bus stop to meet Karen. All right, so I went to the bus stop to meet Karen, and I waited at the bus stop for 20 minutes. Okay, I went to the bus stop to meet Karen and I waited at the bus stop for 20 minutes. Right? So two very different situations right there. To, it, and at. Okay, to, at, and in. Okay. So we get to a place. Okay, we get to a place and we arrive at a place or we arrive in a big place. So, okay, so for example, it took 4 hours to get to Seremban. Okay, and I was tired when I arrived at the station and when we arrived in JB very early in the morning. Alright, so get to, arrive at, and arrive in. Okay, three very different functions. Okay, so it took 4 hours to get to a place and I was tired when I arrived at the station and we arrived in JB very early in the morning. Okay, so that's it right there. Okay, and now any questions before I let you guys try the exercises? Any questions? Any questions? No? No? Okay, great. So if you guys don't have any questions, so I have something very fun for you guys to do. Normally, I would ask you guys to complete this, in class, and I will check the answers. Right now, because we are in this movement control order, okay, we are in this movement control order kind of a thing. Okay, so right now what I want you guys to do is wherever you're watching this, okay, wherever you're watching this, take a screenshot. Okay, take a screenshot of this particular screen. Okay, you can crop up my face if you want to. Okay, take a screenshot of this and do it on your own. Okay, and do it at home on your own. Okay, and then in my next live stream, which is tomorrow, okay, 2 to 4 again. Okay, we're gonna check the answers. All right. So even though you know what, I'm just going to show you the answer, but don't cheat. Okay, screenshot this. Okay, screenshot this screen, try to do it on your own. Okay, and then I will display the answer on the next slide. Okay, you can screenshot that if you want, but please don't cheat. Okay, please don't lie to yourself. Just do it. Okay, just do it on your own. Okay, see whether you can get it right. Like I went blank the stairs and blank the passage. Mrs. Law got blank the taxi and ran blank the street. Okay, he walked slowly blank the road for a few minutes and then stopped. Then went blank a small door blank the garden. Okay, so the choices are right there. All right, so there are a few choices. Just pick. Okay, screenshot this. Okay, or you can watch it in the delayed telecast. Okay, and then I'm going to show you the answer on the next slide. Alright, you can screenshot it, you can check it, okay, if you want to. But if you don't want to screenshot, okay, you can watch it in the delayed telecast because YouTube is gonna put it there soon. Alright, so this would be the answers. Okay, so I was just gonna go through this very quick. Then you can screenshot this if you want to, and fill in the blanks with the appropriate prepositions. Again, you can screenshot this. Okay, this one we have no choice already. Alright, so you guys have no choice. So you guys can fill it in with whatever that you know. Alright, so do you usually go to school blank bus or blank car? Okay, John's not blank home. He went out blank work an hour ago. Okay, he was badly injured that he couldn't get blank the car himself. Again, you can screenshot this. And I have a few more. Okay, the neighbor drove me to the hospital. okay, to the hospital, blank his car. Okay, it gets so crowded in the rush hour that it is quicker to go blank food than blank car. I'm very careful not to say on the right answer, right? And I start work blank 8 o'clock, blank the morning every day, except blank Saturday when I don't start blank 9:30. All right. So again, you can screenshot this, okay, and do it on your own. Okay, and I work at Nando's. I just blank the road from from the cinema and blank the bank. I have to be blank the station, blank 5 o'clock. I wanted to use the phone, blank the corner, blank the street, but there was an old lady, blank the box, the phone box. Alright, so again, screenshot this, okay, and try to do it on your own. And the last one, there was a good film, blank the Odeon last week. The Odeon is blank the corner, blank the high street. I met Jane, blank the entrance to the cinema. But after work, I was rather late, so we didn't get very good seats. Okay, we had to sit blank the front row, right blank the end, blank the left. Okay, take a screenshot of this. Okay, take a screenshot of this. Okay, and try to do it on your own, alright? So these will be the answers. These will be the answers. I'm just going to go through it very fast. Okay, just going to go through it very fast. So now, which one is the correct preposition? The coin was under the sofa or the coin rolled under the sofa? Vicky was at the doctor's or Vicky went to the doctor's? So which one of these sentences is right? Okay, which one of these sentences is right? The first and the third one, second and the fourth, first and the fourth, second and the third, which one? Come on, interact with me in the live chat or at the live chat down below. Which one? You're almost at the end already, almost, alright? So which one is the correct sentence? The coin was under the sofa or the coin rolled under the sofa? Vicky was at the doctor's or Vicky went to the doctor's? Which one is the correct one? Two and four. Yijing says 2 and 4. Any other answers? Come on, come on, come on, come on. How many of you here are watching? 10. Okay, great. All 10 of my students are watching. Suwon says 2 and 4. Yijing says 1 and 4. 1 and 4. Come on. The coin was under the sofa or the coin rolled under the sofa. Okay, Vicky was at the doctor's or Vicky went to the doctor's. Which one? John Hong says 1 and 3. 2 and 4, I have the answer 2 and 4. The coin was under the sofa, the coin rolled under the sofa, or Vicky was at the doctor's, or Vicky went to the doctor's. Okay, so we have about another 2 and 4. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. The coin was under the sofa or the coin rolled under the sofa. Okay? Or Vicky was at the doctor's or Vicky went to the doctor's. Out. Think about it. Think about it. Okay, so no more answers. It's okay. Okay, if you're watching this on the delayed telecast, you can always put put your answers in the comments down below, or whether did you get it right, did you get it wrong. Okay, and sad to say that even though I have a lot of interaction right there, okay, a lot of live chat, sad to say all of you are wrong. Okay, all of you are wrong. I mean, technically you're right. Okay, technically you're right. You're like half right. Okay, because all of the sentences are correct. Okay? All of them. The coin was under the sofa, the coin rolled under the sofa. Alright, if you notice, okay, if you notice all of these sentences are right, okay, but the usage of the preposition indicates a different meaning. Okay, one indicates position and the other indicates your movement. Okay, one say where that thing actually is, and the other one is the action, the movement, okay, of the particular object. For example, the coin was under the sofa. So imagine this is the coin, this is the sofa. Okay, so it is under, okay, and the coin rolled under the sofa. Okay, the action of rolling, okay, the movement of it. So both of these are right. Okay, all are right, you're right. Okay, all are right. Okay, so Vicky was at the doctor's. Okay, so Vicky was physically at the doctor's and Vicky went to the doctor's. Alright, so one is position and one is movement. Alright, so all are right. Okay, so now you're right once again. Okay, all are right. Okay, so there is no right or wrong here. All are right. It's just that one is on one entry is for position. Okay, where that thing, where someone or something actually is, and the second and fourth sentence focuses on movement. All right, the movement of that particular person or that particular object. All right, so next. Now, choose the correct preposition and complete the conversation. Alright, so let's try this. Vicky says, if let's say I'm in class, I would have asked some of you to read this, but we are not in class. Alright, so we can just do it virtually right here. Okay, so Vicky says, I felt really afraid when I was walking home from or off the library. Okay, and from all the time I could hear someone behind or in front of me, but I didn't dare to turn around. Okay, Rita says, I expect you were imagining it. Okay, Vicky says, no, I wasn't. I saw him after I'd come in, across, or through the gate. Okay, he was wearing a long black coat that came down below or under his knees. Alright, so which one? So which one? From or off, behind or in front of, across or through, below or under. Okay, it's actually I put the answer right there already. Okay, so I was walking home from the library. Okay, all the time I could hear someone behind me, but I didn't dare turn around. Okay, I actually this was an animation, but then never mind. Okay, sorry, the answer is really right there. So it's right there. So I felt really afraid when I was walking home from the library. All the time I could hear someone behind me, but I didn't dare to turn around. Okay, I expect you were imagining it. No, I wasn't. I saw him after I come in. Okay, yeah, I just realized that the answer was shown already, Iching. I just realized that, silly me, alright? So, I come in through the gate, he was wearing a long black coat that came down below his knees. I thought that red line was typo, but never mind, the answer was already shown. It's okay, okay, it's okay. Alright, I didn't edit this slide, okay? So, last one. The last slide, alright, before we move on. Prepositions have meanings other than place, time, or movement as well. Alright, it can take on other meanings. Okay, just because it's preposition, that doesn't mean that it is to indicate time, place, or movement. Alright, for example, I went to a lecture on astrophysics. Okay, so the lecture is on about astrophysics. Okay, they went to the party with the Japanese friends, together with the Japanese friends, and she's really into modern jazz. Okay, really into modern jazz means she's really interested in modern jazz. Alright, it's another way of saying it. And that car does 80 miles to a gallon. Okay, the car does 80 miles to a gallon. So 1 gallon, this car can go 80 miles, right? And the roof of the house is bright green. Okay, the roof of the house, the house's roof, all right, is bright green. And I paid by my credit card. Okay, using your credit card to pay something. All right. So these are all the different meanings in prepositions. All right. So any questions? Any questions you guys want to ask me? Remember, chat on the right hand side right here or down below if you're watching it, if you're using mobile. Anything?